Sam Gilliland, Chairman and CEO of Sabre Holdings.
Okay, and we've just heard from you up on the main stage here on Wednesday at Focusrite, and you talked about where you're spending your money and where you're not spending your money in the next year. Can you just tell me about that?
Well, first of all, as we think about advertising, and particularly on Travelocity, we're really looking for those opportunities, and this isn't brand new, but it'll be just more focused here going forward. We're really looking for good ROIs on our advertising spending, and at the same time we want to offer up advertising opportunities for others where we can provide a lot of relevance in terms of where the consumer's at in the shopping process, and so we're investing there as well. So we're spending on the one hand to attract people to our site, and we're investing on the other hand in products and services from an advertising perspective that we think can be really helpful to advertisers, to suppliers that really want to take advantage of this customer base that we have coming to our site.
Is it about getting that customer in again and again, almost like they're a new customer, or what are you doing to innovate to try and bring them back again and again?
Well, we're clearly very focused on the repeat customer as well. So it's not just about an advertising model. Therefore, it means that you really have to have a great shopping and customer experience when they come to the site. So we spend a lot of time just looking at things like, how many pages. This is very simple stuff. How many pages you have to go to actually get to check out and buy and be done.
Do you think more than one page is too many these days?
No, I wouldn't say that more than one page is too many. And in fact, I think it varies based on what somebody's looking for. But there is an optimum number, and we do we study that a lot to determine how we can drive the best conversion. Now, the other piece of it is people won't come back and shop. They won't buy if we don't have great deals. So we have to do a great job on the supplier side, whether it's air, car, hotel, packages, everything. We have to be very competitive from a deals perspective, from a products perspective, pricing.
You're saying that 90-95% of people aren't buying on Travelocity at the moment.
Or any OTA.
Is the model broken then? Are we looking more actually at sort of new, more innovative models, maybe desktop widgets, those sorts of things?
No, the model's not broken. I mean, the 5% that are buying, it's a huge piece of business for us. Would I like it to be 6%? It'd be huger. It'd be fantastic. But we feel very good about the people that we are actually converting into buyers on our site. We would like them to come back and repeat purchase more often. Cost us less, obviously, to serve an existing customer than to acquire a new one. So we focus a lot on that piece of it. And it comes back again to, do we have great products and pricing, and do we have a great customer experience? And I think, increasingly, and you've heard this over the last couple of years from us at Travelocity, we want the customer experience after the booking to be good as well. So whether that's calling our sales, our counselors that are in the call centers, or it's calling a sales agent because you want to add something to your trip, or it's knowing that when you get to the hotel you actually got what you purchased when you walk in the door. Those are really important things. So we focus a lot on that whole process that occurs once the booking's been completed.
Do you think it's fair to say that it's been too impersonal an experience so far for the traveller?
Well, I think certainly what we've been developing with Experience Finder, and I don't know if you've had an opportunity to take a look at that is really an intent to personalize the whole shopping process around what that customer wants, and also to provide very, very rich content about that destination they're going to, and do it specifically to what they're looking for. Is it a romance type of weekend? Is it a gambling with your buddies weekend? What is it? And personalizing the offerings based on what that consumer wants.
Tell me a bit more about attribute-based shopping. And it's going to be an acronym, I'm sure. ABS. What does that mean?
Yeah, I hope it doesn't turn into an acronym, and I hope we come up with a better name for it. Maybe we won't. But
what is it?
But attribute-based shopping is all about allowing you as a consumer to not only search for the lowest fare, but search for the lowest fare based on the amenities that you want for that itinerary. Now, you may be traveling with your family and you want certain things. You may absolutely have to have seat assignments and sit close to one another, and you may be willing to pay for that. Or you may be traveling alone and you don't really care what you sit. So it changes based on the trip you're taking, and obviously on who you are and what you're looking for. And we want to offer up we want to offer up that itinerary that's certainly lowest price based on the amenities you desire, and that's really what attribute-based shopping is all about.
You called for potentially less complexity. We're talking about sort of bundling and branded bundles and sort of bits of pricing here and there that actually the supplier is trying to make it as attractive a deal as possible, but you're saying it may become too complex.
Yeah.
Do you think that's actually what you're talking about with attribute-based shopping? There's a risk of it becoming too complex.
Well, and I do think there is that. I think there is a risk if you're not careful, and if airlines aren't careful as they think about the types of products they want to offer up, that it will become too complex. And if you look at it today, if you just look at some of the offerings out there from a few of the airlines, not all airlines, but a few of them have gotten fairly complex already in what they offer up. And as a consumer, I can go to their website and I have to look at a 10 by 10 matrix and try to pick one of 100 choices based on the various things I want. That's not going to work. So how do you both offer up the ancillary services and allow airlines to drive the ancillary revenues, but also make it simple enough that you don't drive customers away?
So if you're finding that people are getting confused about attribute-based shopping, would you drop it again? Is this a beta?
No, I mean, attribute-based shopping is about taking complexity and making it simple. So the intention clearly is to get, hopefully, to more standardization across the industry with attribute-based shopping. But it's something that we're going to have to do in one form or fashion. As airlines want to add these new services, we've got to find a way to make that relatively straightforward. Fares on airlines are difficult enough to understand just at their base component. So we need to simplify that. We also need to simplify all the other things that we can add on.
Okay. Just finally, you had a lobbying sort of call out there to make sure that people came together and had one voice to talk to government about fuel prices, green. What do you want this industry to do?
Well, I think, as we have calls to action, and we will from time to time, it's just really important, and there are really good forums out there to bring people together and calls to action, and that is, we just want people to be vocal. And we want them to understand the impacts of oil prices, fuel prices on the industry. We want them to understand getting to sustainability, or what's also called green. We want them to get to this place where they understand all that and that they're being vocal when we call on them to be vocal. So that's what it's all about.
Okay. Thank you very much indeed.
All right.